What's going on YouTube? Earth Power here.
CVH here.
And we have another This Week in Kaijudo for you. So, this week we have a ton of information. A ton of stuff has been going on top of just more KMCs. They've been previewing cards for the past 2 weeks. We're going to try to hit a couple of the major ones for you now. And then some other fun stuff, some places you might be able to go. Brought to you by your very own CVH. Go to get all this information and so much more.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll start off with KMCs. The very first one, Rhode Island.
Indeed. Rob Walensky won. He was running Lightwater Dark Nature Haven Turbo, a build his team draw for turn to come up with. He got first. Who got second? Corey G.
Corey G, yes.
Who also apparently drank a whole pitcher of beer out of a prosthetic leg. Videos on Facebook, you guys.
Yeah.
I somehow watched it.
Yeah. Dave's a very good friend. Dave was up there judging the whole event. Drizzer, as some of you may know, Team
Yes.
Peach's very own, judging the entire event and doing a spectacular job of it.
Yeah, and I heard the event itself was run really well too, so everyone had a blast. It was 47 people, I think. Even there's a lot of people up there who just didn't make it anyway, so it could have been even bigger, but it was pretty big.
Yep.
Next.
Carl Reddish went to Nebraska. Nobody expected him to go there either. Everyone thought that he was going to Missouri, but he actually went to Nebraska, and he got a ton of coverage from there. Michael W. wound up winning the whole thing.
Michael Waggy.
Michael
Waggy.
Or
Waggy.
Oh, wow. However, whether it's a hard A or a long A, I don't know.
Those are
some
G's.
sort of A. Whatever.
Okay.
Wow. Michael W. won the whole thing with Lightwater Dark Nature, Control, 60 card variant, super big, lots of blasts, lots of just heavy finishers, and just packed full of fun.
Eric Ariola got second.
Yes, with the same deck.
It was smaller.
Smaller, but
52
Lightwater
girls.
Dark Nature. So.
Yeah. I think I saw Blind Reveal
Shout out
Prime
to
in his list. It was pretty sweet. It reminded me of Haber's old list.
Indeed. So.
Shout outs to Haber for helping us find these results, by the way.
Yeah. We just spent the last half an hour trying to dig information.
He just spent the last half. We didn't.
We just asked. But Missouri happened. Tell people what happened.
What if I could read your notes? Oh. Ryan Bishop won, so he's requalified, beat Bobby Bragg in the semifinals, which everyone on the dojo then got to talk about for way too long. But he was running Lightwater Dark Tempo, as was Joshua Heater, who got second place.
Yes.
So Lightwater Dark Tempo still taking top spots. They're calling it Lost Patrol Tempo. It's just Lightwater Dark Tempo.
Yeah,
Lost Patrol.
it's doing very well. It's seen top 8s in I think every one of these events.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And took 3 out of the top 4 spots in that event, with Kalima Control being the 4th deck in the top 4.
So,
little known fact.
Florida happened. Scott C. wound up winning the whole thing.
No, he was Scott Seaver won.
Scott, yeah.
I said Seaver. S-E-A-V-E-R.
I know. I said Scott C. As in just the letter C.
But his last name starts with an S.
Oh.
S-E-A-V-E-R?
I thought it was C. I wrote down C because that's what it was on Twitter. So, whatever. Scott Seaver won. Congrats to you, man. Won the whole thing with Lightwater Nature Bugs. So, was it a little bit different, pretty much the same thing.
I actually have no idea what his build was.
From past lists. So, relatively the same thing, just bugs showing that it's still got what it takes to go the distance.
Kathy was there.
Shout outs to Kathy.
Jesus Christ.
And then our final KMC, Michigan, the one that we Rob spent so long trying to find for us. Thank you, Rob, for getting us the information. Peter B. won the entire thing with Light, Water, Fire, Dragons. Team Variants took that event by storm.
Yeah, they got both top 2 spots, and I think more top 8 spots. Probably should have known their names better, but I don't off the top of my head. But if you just look up Team Variants on YouTube, you can see their deck profiles. They're up there. So they both ran Light, Water, Fire, American Dragons.
Yeah.
And they took both the top spots. Pretty, more of a standard build to what we've been seeing with the fin bars and stuff.
Yep, good stuff. And an update from last week's KMCs from October 12th, I believe. Preston was at Wyoming, and that event has been finalized. Preston did get his invite, and he will be at the championship. So, shout-outs to him, and shout-outs for all that stuff getting sorted out.
Probably would have been a lot of uproar if he didn't.
Yeah.
Especially because he'd already qualified for the first one, just requalified. But hopefully we'll have a world where KMCs don't have these sort of issues in the future. Just little kinks to work out.
So, in other news, we're getting a ton of previews. Invasion Earth is set to come out November 8th. It's only 2 or 3 weeks away now. Less than that, probably.
Really?
Yeah. November 8th is fast approaching. So 3 weeks, maybe, at this point. So, we
Corrupted creatures.
Yeah, Corrupted is the new thing. So, all these cards getting effects of each other and all the intermingling we've gotten. That's pretty much all the previews we've gotten up to this point.
I really wish Corby was here so we could do this preview card in his voice. Vicious Squalache Scourge.
Yes. Card
right there, right?
Is
right
yeah,
there.
sure.
Sure.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
God.
But either way, you can check out the Kaijudo wiki for all of these cards. Just put it on the search bar Invasion Earth, and Yami Michael has an entire set list for all the cards that have been previewed so far, and pictures. So,
but Squalache proves to be crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's 5 for 9. Even by itself, it's just an unblockable 5 for 9, and also randomly has Slayer, because why not?
And there's just a ton of progression support with it, too. The Seneschal that came out, it's 4 mana, 3,000 power, it's a water card.
Yeah, it looks like a very rare, I think.
Yeah, and everything...
All your cryptid creatures, including it, or I think the other ones, whenever they attack, you get to draw a card, and all your cryptid creatures can't be the target of your opponent's level 4 or less spells.
I mean,
so
no
like
piercing,
blades,
no bone blades,
no toxic, Toxic Fog doesn't target, so yes, Toxic Fog is still a good answer.
Yeah, but all these cryptid creatures are proving to be pretty big on their own right, a lot of them having more than 2,000 power, so...
Some of them being small. Trickster's kind of small, and I think people will run it if it's only 2 drop in water.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty sweet.
The deck type, so far, the archetype, if you will, is looking to be very prevalent in the next meta. So stay on the lookout, guys.
Gotta love new things to shake up the meta. And also, general Charizard's another super rare. See from the set, gives everything double breaker. Pretty sweet.
But I think one of the biggest previews we got, Ryan Miller actually went to the Rhode Island KMC to preview the Final Monarch.
And there's a lot of opinions about it. Yeah. Do you want to say it? Should I say it? Want to say it?
Almighty Colossus.
Sweet.
The nature preview. Right up there with the power of
Immolator.
Out of all 5, I think him and Immolator are the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
And
makes sense.
Second. Yeah, with him and Immolator, they're the 2 biggest cards in the game. And his effect basically says kill something when you drop it. So you summon it, and then it battles. You choose, target one of your opponent's creatures, and Almighty Colossus in that creature battle.
So you got like a Terror Pit, like some sort of crazy Razor Kinder type effect, like the TVR one just kills something when it enters a battle zone. So it already, get the plus.
Yes.
And then it kind of replaces itself too, whenever it leaves the battle zone.
Whenever it leaves the battle zone, or whenever it's targeted by a spell or ability. So,
it's pretty nuts.
Yeah. So you look at the top 3 cards, summon a nature card out of them, and the rest go on the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, and nature creature, of course. And it could be, Almighty Colossus.
So,
there could be just some dumb, greedy ramp decks with like that, Kurgar, Andromeda, Haven, I'll be doing something funny like that, maybe her video, because it seems entertaining.
Maybe get a nice preview battle,
You already know.
Stay on the lookout. So,
Colossus Mirror.
Yeah, right. So, that's the majority of the previews. Like I said, the ones that we're not touching on right now, you can just go to the Kaijudo wiki and search Invasion Earth, and all of them will be there with nice pictures attached and all that fun stuff. So definitely go check that out. So I think to wrap up this week in Kaijudo, you've got some places the people can go to get some information. Some places people might not be so familiar with.
Alt Reality Games for all the best strategy articles. Check out Draw for Turn if you want to know where KMCs are, if you want to see entertaining articles as well, and whatever they post all the deck lists too. They're all sort of compiled there.
They got a ton of standings. I think when we were in Roanoke, they had the top 8 list for Roanoke up while top 8 was still being played. So pretty exciting.
They were there. So
yeah. But I'm saying they got it up online in article form by the time the top 8 had finished. So
we didn't even get the video blog up for 3 days after that.
Right. So they're very good about getting the information out to you guys. Definitely go check them out.
Yeah, and there's 10,000 Kaijudo groups on Facebook that now exist for whatever reason. So you can check out the Kaijudo Dojo as always for the main source. There's also the Kaijudo Network. I don't really know if they have any specific differences. So just check out all the groups on Facebook as you already know.
Yep, and all those links will be down below. So all the ones we're talking about here, and maybe a few others if we think of any after the video. So definitely check out the links below to find new ways to get your information.
Also subscribe to me on YouTube because I'm actually going to do deck list top 8s for we're going to 2 KMCs. We didn't even mention this.
Yeah.
2 KMCs is coming.
We're going to wrap up with that.
I'm sorry, I thought you said we're wrapping up with this.
Well, that's the information, but we'll wrap up with... we're wrapping up. So, stay tuned. We've got 2 KMCs this weekend. Well, I have 1, and you have 2.
Sorry, God, I didn't mean to insult.
But no, we'll be in Portsmouth, the entire team, outside
on Saturday.
Of Reddish and Dave. Will be in Portsmouth on Saturday.
In Norfolk, actually.
To compete at the KMC.
Held by Atlanta's Games and Comics.
Yes.
Our local store.
Oh, indeed.
Pretty awesome. Should be great. I'm
Yeah.
hoping the scheduling doesn't ruin the turnout because it's Raleigh the next day in North Carolina and PA the same day in PA.
Yeah.
So, like, hopefully it has a good turnout nonetheless.
Yeah, the East Coast is getting a lot this weekend.
But
so.
I'm hoping that people see that it's a really good run KMC, so we get another one in the area next season. Because I'm sure, despite the turnout, it's going to be great because Steve cares.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I am taking. Well, I'm not taking them, but me, Gorby, and Spencer are finding a way somehow to go.
Theo as well.
Theo is
Teddy
going.
Bear.
Don't know if he's
you guys
driving.
remember him?
Dante kind of wants to drive. People want to drive, but we'll find a way to go to Raleigh, North Carolina the next day.
Yes.
And hopefully anyone who's not qualified will get their invite there.
Yep.
And we'll get to see all the North Carolina guys, and I'll be doing deck lists the entire weekend, and you'll be doing matches from Saturday and stuff. So.
Yes. I'll have a ton of stuff from that. And then potentially, we've got Fort Mill, South Carolina the weekend after to close out the KMC.
That's actually a couple weeks after that, right?
series.
Isn't it a couple weeks
No.
after that? It's really the week after.
It's the weekend after. That's what I'm saying. November 8th is fast approaching, my friend.
Well, I better
And then
start preparing. My calendar's still on
We have
August.
two. we have
As he
two.
finds out he's right.
Right. 2 more weekends of KMCs, and then Invasion Earth comes out, and then we got the championship 2 weeks after that. So everything is fast moving. 5 weeks of intense Kaijudo on its way. So stay tuned, guys. We're gonna have all the information here every week. More this week's in Kaijudo, and stay tuned. So
These
check
weeks
out,
in Kaijudo.
yes, these weeks in Kaijudo. Check out the social
Days
links
of our
below,
lives.
the Facebook, the Twitter, and all those other links that CVH mentioned before. And then hopefully, guys, we'll see you next time for another This Week in Kaijudo.
Peach.
Peach.